Nadu Odibawani Kose Blowa. Ekene Maria, Egypt na Gracia, Osebru Anonyeli, Idengos next Tiboro. Jesus. Maria Jason, thank you to Ekene Maria, Egypt na Gracia, Osebru Anonyeli, Edengos next Tiboronine, Ojazingos, Mwa forgive Jesus. Maria Jason, thank you to So
guys, like, subscribe, and share, right? Thank you.
Na mwana monso otito dịrị nna na nwa na monso otito dịrị nna na nwa na monso ka mkpụrụ obi ndị niile kwere n'ụgara aga mkpụrụ obi fazuru ike na ndokwa. Amen.
Onye nwe anyị nọnyere ụnụ ka Chineke dị ike niile gọzie ụnụ nna na nwa na mmụọ nsọ.
Ekpere a bịara ga-esite na nkwado ndị Love Bite Foods and Beverages Limited Nnobi, ndị na-alụpụta Love Bite Bread nọ na nọmba 1 Nwosu Mmadụka Close, Nwuru Nnobi, 081-4982-8254. Listen to news updates on Ebonadi 103.5 FM immediately after Angeles 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebonadi FM breaks the news with action.
If we are hoping for a new Nigeria,
you can as well listen online via mixlr.com/GistFM.
Good evening and welcome to Abona, the 103.5 FM news update today, Monday, the 26th day of June 2023, and the time is 4 minutes past the hour of 6. Martin Ifan Shuku Ekeze is my name. The headlines. Teenage mother abandons baby in hospital after delivery. Imo Guba, Labour Party will win. Fix insecurity problem. Atan, Ashono, insecurity. Hoodlums give Anambra communities conditions for burials. Police arrest inspector for attempting to kill colleague in Kaduna. POS operators announces new charges for customers' deposit withdrawal. Expect Nigerians to adjust. Wagner Group chief emerges as alternative leader in Russia. Won't stay banished for long. Expert. Now, details. Teenage mother abandons baby in hospital after delivery. A teenage girl in Anambra has abandoned her newborn baby in a hospital and fled immediately after delivery. The girl was alleged to have left the baby in the hospital, prompting the owner of the hospital to take the baby to the Commissioner for Women's Affairs and Social Welfare, Mrs. Ifi Obinabo. Obinabo has become popular for her role in ensuring the welfare of women and children, including protecting the rights of vulnerable people. Chidemma Ikanyong, the media aide to Obinabo, to newsmen, said the commissioner quickly made inquiries and found the mother of the teenage girl and handed the infant over to her for care. The Women Affairs Commissioner did the handing over in her office in Oka and noted that the baby was brought to her by a doctor after the young mother abandoned the child in his hospital after delivery. Honorable Binabo lamented on the high rate of child abandonment among teenage girls and urged them to stop. She went ahead to charge parents to equally treat their girl children with love anytime there's such an incident instead of sending them out to fend for themselves. She united the newborn with her family and instructed strictly that the baby be under the care of the grandmother and not the teenage mother. She mandated them to always come to the ministry every 2 weeks to ensure that all conditions are met and strictly adhered to. Imoguba, Labour Party will win, fix insecurity problem at hand. Ashono, the Labour Party candidate in the November governorship election in Imo State, Senator Atan Ashono, at the weekend said he would defeat this, including the incumbent governor, Hope Uzodinma. Ashono said the last general elections in the state is a clear pointer to what is expected in the governorship polls, maintaining that Labour Party won Imo State convincingly. He spoke when he hosted Imo Indigenes in Abuja as part of ongoing consultations ahead of the polls. He said though Uzodinma is the incumbent governor, he will be defeated. He also said the problem of insecurity in order to restore peace in the state. He said it is not strange to see incumbent governors being defeated in an election. Remember, Hope Uzodinma came from PDP to snatch the ticket from an incumbent governor who wanted to put in his in-law. So Imo is a peculiar place. Look at our municipal council, where the candidate of Labour Party went to collect his result from INEC. He was arrested or kidnapped, bundled by the police and taken to dreaded place they keep political prisoners. For example, you have 12,000 accredited voters for that election on that day, but the APC candidate had 79,000. So you can see party. I do not have any challenge in taking part in that election. The people who are referred to as brutal politically are attacked so because of the number of deaths in the state. We have over 1,000 uncollected bodies in the mortuary and then over 900 dead. The last time the civil society made that press conference, look at the latest one in Okwa. They burnt houses, killed people. I agree that there is a lot of brutality going on in Imo State. That is why I'm running to check all these so it doesn't continue. I want to bring in security to my state because that is where I live. That is where I earn a living, he stated. Insecurity, hoodlums give Anambra communities conditions for burials. Hoodlums, known as unknown gunmen, have reportedly given two communities in Anambra State conditions to bury their deceased loved ones. The communities, Isheke and Azia, are both in the Ihiala local government area of the state where activities of hoodlums said to have separatist elements are rife. Over the weekend, it was gathered that the hoodlums mandated the communities not to conduct burials with more than 20 persons in attendance or risk attack. They were also told that security operatives will no longer be allowed in the community and that persons coming back from the burial of their deceased relatives, friends, or associates must be warned not to go home with security men. According to a source in the community, a family buried their mother recently without their relatives for fear of being attacked by the gunmen. The source, a lady, said they warned that any family that dared them would be wiped out. We live in fear in this area, and many people have left the community for other areas. Only 20 persons attended the woman's burial without in-laws, friends, and associates. What it means is that if it's a large family, the person's son and daughters will not come close. The family had to relocate to Anisha to entertain guests because only 20 persons were allowed access to their burial place. It's terrible. And that's the condition we have found ourselves in Anambra State. The state police public relations officer Tochukwu Ikenga could not be reached at the time of this report. Police arrest inspector for attempting to kill colleague in Kaduna. Operatives of the Kaduna State Police Command have arrested a serving inspector who attempted to kill his colleague on duty in Kapachan and cut away his rifle. The vandalization operation impounded the conveyance. It is alleged that a serial police killer, who is also a police officer, has been arrested. However, in order to constrain the flow of misinformation, the command wished to set the record straight. A distress situation on the 16th of June 2023 at about 19:30 hours occurred at the police mobile force base of 62 Squadron Kapachan, Kaduna, where a certain Inspector Simnawa Paul. The incident, which transpired while the two were on duty at the said base, led Inspector Moses Paul to strangle using a rope and the neck of his unsuspecting colleague. The victim was, however, rescued by two police officers whose attention were drawn by his cries. Preliminary inquiries revealed that primary motive was an attempt to cut away Inspector Simnawa Paul's rifle, while the remote course of action will be ascertained at the end of the full-scale investigation, during which the culprit will be facing both disciplinary and legal proceedings, the command stated. POS operators announces new charges for customers' deposit withdrawal. Expect Nigerians to adjust. POS operators in Lagos have announced new deposit and withdrawal charges that will be uniformly implemented. The uniform fee structure is aimed at addressing the charge disparity currently ongoing since the CBN Naira redesign policy. A task force has also been set up to ensure compliance among POS operators and encourage compliance to the new fee structure. The Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria, AMBAN, Lagos State Chapter, has released a unified price list for point of sales POS operations in the state. The price list was the fourth annual AMBAN Lagos Symposium theme, the impact of cashless policy on mobile money and agency banking. POS operators' new prices are to reflect the current economic situation in the country. Abiodun David, the chairman of AMBAN Lagos State Chapter, said the new price list is aimed at curbing extortion by POS agents on the general public and is also a reflection of the present economic situation in the country. He further explained that while POS agents are permitted to go below the price list depending on their area, they are not allowed to go above the price list as reported by CEM. Furthermore, at the meeting, Ugumbai Ganiyu, the General Secretary of AMMBAN, stated that efforts are being made to communicate the charges to the Central Bank of Nigeria. Newsmen understand that since the implementation of the CBN's Naira redesign policy, which resulted in a cash shortage in the country, there has been a disruption in the operations of POS agents, while many have reverted to the charges prior to the scarcity of Naira notes. There are still some who continue to charge higher than the previous rates. List of charges: AMBAN categorized the price into deposit and withdrawal. Deposit 1,000 naira and 4,900 naira will pay a service charge of 100 naira. 5,000 naira and 10,900 naira will attract a service charge of 200 naira. 11,000 naira and 20,900 naira will incur a service charge of 300 naira. 21,000 naira and 30,900 naira will have a service charge of 400 naira. 31,000 naira and 40,900 naira will be subject to a service charge of 500 naira. 41,000 naira and 50,000 naira will attract a service charge of 600 naira. Meanwhile, in another report, the CBN has released 6 new directives on how domiciliary bank accounts should operate in the country. The move is aimed at promoting transparency, discouraging speculations, and ensuring overall stability in the forex market. Access, Zenith, and Guarantee Trust, among several other commercial banks, are expected to make the necessary. Now we move over to the foreign scene. Wagner Group chief emerges as alternative leader in Russia, won't stay banished for long, expert. The former U.S. ambassador to Russia believes Wagner Group head Yevgeny Prigozhin has emerged from his armed rebellion as an alternative leader in Russia. Wagner Group commander Yevgeny Prigozhin is now an alternative leader in Russia, created by President Vladimir Putin himself, and he likely won't stay banished for long, according to a top former U.S. official. Prigozhin has transformed overnight from a cutthroat mercenary chief into a nationalist populist leader, said Michael McFaul, a former U.S. ambassador to Russia under the Obama administration, today. After the rogue commander's 36-hour revolt against Moscow, Putin has now created an alternative leader, and that's very dangerous for him, McFaul said, noting Prigozhin received mutinous statements against Putin posted on Telegram and video footage of him being cheered on by Russian citizens. I don't know how Putin is going to control him, McFaul stated. under an agreement brokered by Belarus dictator Alexander Lukashenko. On Saturday, Prigozhin was said to be exiled to a Russia-aligned nation in exchange for Putin not charging him or his men with any crime for their planned coup. But no one has seen or heard from Prigozhin since, except from slightly smiling selfies with fans in Rostov-on-Don, a Russian town Wagner soldiers occupied until abandoning their revolt. Asked about his current whereabouts, Prigozhin's Concord Management Company told newsmen he sends his regards to everyone and will answer questions when he has proper communication. Belarusian officials told newsmen that they did not have any details about Prigozhin's status in Belarus and could not confirm whether he was already in the country. I don't think he's going to go there quietly, McFaul said about Prigozhin's exit. I don't think he is going to go there to retire. Regardless of Prigozhin's next step, expert says the mutiny has severely damaged Putin's credibility. Putin called these guys a traitor. 4 hours later, he was negotiating with them, McFaul said. We still don't know the details of the negotiation, but it makes Putin look very weak. This is where we draw the curtain on news updates on Ebonade 103.5 FM. But before we leave, a quick look at the headlines. Delivery. Imo Guba. Labour Party will win. Fix insecurity problem. Atan Ashono. Insecurity. Hoodlums give Anambra communities conditions for burials. Police arrest inspector for attempting to kill colleague in Kaduna. POS operators announces new charges for customers' deposits. Withdrawal. Expect Nigerians to adjust. Wagner Group chief emerges as alternative leader in Russia. Won't stay punished for long. Expert. You just listened to news updates on Ebonade 103.5 FM news, produced and read by Martin Ifa and Shukwekeze. Thank you for listening to Ebonade 103.5 FM news update this evening. Once again, good evening.
Listen to news updates on Ebonade 103.5 FM immediately after Angelus 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebonade FM breaks the news with actualities.
I believe that if we are looking for a new Nigeria,
You can as well listen online via mixlr.com/GistFM. To be or not to be? Do you have acting skills? Do you have what it takes to be on the spotlight in acting? Here is the opportunity you have been waiting for. Presents audition for the radio drama Eriko on Ebonade 103.5 FM. For more information on how to register and feature, visit Ebonade 103.5 FM inside European Residency Hotel Ugidi opposite Omunike Boys, or you call 080-391-67049. Registration ends on Friday, 7th of July 2023. Don't miss out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Guys, like, subscribe, and share, right? Thank you.
It's the morning drive on 103.5.